welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my June eyeshadow palettes ranking video. Every month I sit down and talk about all the palettes I tried in the previous month and rank them for you. I think this is such a fun way for me to come back and give you guys my opinions and reviews on palettes that I did first impressions on my channel already. So if you like this type of content, if you like new makeup releases, make sure you're subscribed. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I also do a new makeup releases video every Monday. We do the occasional anti-haul. We do a monthly haul video. There's a lot of things going on my channel. I try to post about 3 to 4 times a week. So if you guys are interested, subscribe. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. So June was kind of an interesting month for me. I do stay at home with my daughter and she's getting a little older now and she's getting a little more mobile and I have to spend more time with her. So that means a little less time on YouTube. And so I had made a video kind of telling you guys like I might not have time to film a lot of eyeshadow palette videos. And then we got so lucky. One of our friends is nannying for us this summer before she goes to college. So I've been so lucky because she comes about twice a week and that's when I do a majority of my YouTube filming, which has been so lovely. So that's how I'm able to do this, honestly. And I just want to let you guys know because she is going to college, so we might go back to trying to figure it out and trying to film in the evenings when my husband's home and stuff. But summer is just a busy time for everyone. Anyway, I tried 9 eyeshadow palettes in June. So I want to go ahead and show you guys my June palettes and rank them for you guys. I feel like I need to be really clear. I'm ranking this one in 9th place, not because it's a bad palette, but because there's other things about the other palettes that I'm going to talk about today that just stand out to me a little bit more. So in 9th place, I have the 7-pan Enchanted palette from Sigma Beauty. They did send me all 4 of these and I tried this one out. In the month of June, I actually did a video with this. And recently, Sigma actually launched a full Enchanted collection. So they did an eyeshadow brush set, they did some lippies, and then they have this palette and the full-size Enchanted as well. So I'll try and remember to link all of that for you guys. But if you are kind of hesitating to buy the full-size palette, this is a nice option. This has like the best shades or like the favorite shades of the Enchanted palette in this palette, in a smaller size for about half the price. So I think this is amazing that they did this. It's definitely for a specific type of person. Obviously, if you have the full size Enchanted and you want like a smaller condensed version, maybe for travel or something like that, you can look into this, but I understand it's not for everybody and that's perfectly fine. I wanted to include it in this video because I did try it in the month of June. So next is the palette from SugarDrizzle. This is the Sugar Dreams palette. And you guys know me, I love an all shimmer palette. The reason I'm ranking this in the 8th spot is because it's all kind of pastel lighter shimmer shades. And I just haven't been gravitating towards lighter colors like this at the moment. Also, I feel like I'm going to sound like a broken record, but there's just some palettes in today's video that are just much more well-rounded. So they have like a good amount of mattes and different reasons that I'm ranking them at different points in this video. But this is in 8th place and this was sent to me by SugarDrizzle. So thank you to the brand for sending this my way. Next is a palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. And this originally launched last year. This was one of their holiday palettes. So it's the Beautiful in the Dark palette. You guys know this was like one of my favorite palettes of 2021. So of course when they re-released it, I had to give this a try. I did use this with another palette you're going to see in a video. So if you want to see this in action, check out that video. But I really like this palette. I think it's a little bit different because a lot of palettes are much more mid-tone. So I'm so glad that she bought it back. I think it's going to be more permanent. I'm not sure if it's like permanent for like ever and ever, but since it was limited edition, I didn't think it was going to come back, but I'm glad she bought it back. So you guys that weren't able to get your hands on it are able to get it now. Okay, so in 6th place we have a small but very mighty palette. Now this is essentially a very kind of neutral everyday color story in my opinion, and I kind of thought this was such a joke when I saw it because This is a really tiny palette. I mean, it's the size of a blush. I just got these RMS blushes in, by the way. The packaging is basically the same except the RMS one is a little bit thicker. So it's a very, very small eyeshadow palette. But what I love about it is that it has the amazing quality of the Pat McGrath eyeshadows, but in such a great compact size. So if you like to take your makeup on the go, this is going to be an awesome one to add into that. I feel like a lot of high-end or luxury brands don't really do such a small size palette. And I feel like Pat McGrath really kind of identified a little gap in the market when she created this. I wasn't planning on buying this, but I was just so curious about the quality, and it's really good. So now I actually keep this in my Shop My Stash upstairs because it's so tiny and compact. It doesn't take up a lot of room, and I'm guessing a lot of you probably keep your makeup in your master bathroom in a drawer or a makeup bag, and I just feel like this is genius, really, if you think about it. Okay, in 5th place is a old Pat McGrath palette, but you guys have told me time and time again that you really like it when I include older palettes, and I did pull this one out and use it in my Shop My Stash in June, and it was so fun to revisit this palette because sometimes over the holidays, when it's really busy and brands are launching things like one after the other, I don't get a lot of chances to go back and revisit older palettes. So that's why I'm really enjoying doing Shop My Stash. And so this was a palette that I really wanted to try out again and see what I thought about it and if it performed like I remember it doing. And I just had so much fun putting together a really beautiful neutral look. I don't know if this is still available for purchase, but if you get a chance, it has such beautiful metallic shadows. So creamy and lovely. So yeah, I think you might even be able to grab it on sale if she's selling this still. And it's a really good Pat McGrath palette. I haven't talked about this yet online, but they just showed the Mothership 10 palette. So you guys will have to let me know what your thoughts are on the new Pat McGrath palette. Is it boring? Is it cute? I think it's gonna be cuter in person. Right now, I'm like, ugh, come on, I was really hoping for some more color. But I'm still excited because I feel like Pat McGrath always nails it in the end. So can't wait to get my hands on that. But I just wanted to go on a little trail about Pat McGrath palettes. But anyway, in 4th place is the Nouveau palette by ABH. This palette, honestly, I wasn't sure. I was like, oh no, I don't know. The color story is really kind of iffy and I don't know if I'm gonna love it. But once I actually got it to my hands and put it on my eyes, I was really impressed. This is a very flattering eyeshadow palette. So you're not gonna get like these very bright pops of color with this palette, but it is subtle, it's understated, it's very elegant, and I really like that about this palette. I feel like a lot of my palettes in my collection are very loud and in your face, but this one's kind of like really sophisticated, and so I really am enjoying this palette. The metallics perform beautifully, the mattes blend amazing, so I really hope ABH would come out of their hiatus and do more palettes because this one is so good. Okay, speaking of obnoxious and in your face, in 3rd place, I had to give it to the Earthy palette from Beauty Bay. Oh my gosh, is this palette not a green lover's dream? And if you guys know me, you know how much I love green eyeshadows. So this is their 42 pan green eyeshadow palette. I know there's a 20 pan version and then there's a 9 pan version. So if this one's a little much, which I think it's a little much even for me, I would suggest those two, but this is so fun. I still need to play with this some more. This is another palette that I just want to bring upstairs and play with more because there's so many possibilities with this palette and I love it so much. By the way, did you guys see the new Mood palette that Beauty Bay accidentally like posted on their website and then took down? Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. I think I talked about it in a new makeup releases, maybe episode 25. So if you didn't catch that, highly recommend going and checking that palette out because it is so stunning and I'm like waiting for that palette to launch. Okay, so in 2nd place is another Unearthly palette and it is the Don't Be Jelly palette. Now this one also originally launched I think last year. I didn't buy it at the time, but I'm so glad that they sent it to me because this is such a pretty palette. Now I did rank a different all shimmer palette a little bit lower in this video as far as my rankings go, and this one's ranking a little bit higher because these shades are just more me. I did swatch these in that Unearthly video I was telling you guys about. I'll try and remember to link it for you guys, otherwise just look it up on my channel. But the shimmer shades in this palette are so beautiful and so shiny. And honestly, if you really break it down, it's $72 for the palette, but you're getting 9 really big pans of like fun duo trio chrome shadows. And I don't feel like if you bought these as singles, you'd be able to get the quantity that you're getting for that price point. So definitely something to consider. Also, I just love when all shimmers are packaged in a palette because then you don't have to deal with buying a palette, a Z palette or something, and arranging your singles. I like that everything's kind of curated and it's kind of a one-stop shop. So yeah, that is number 2. And I mean, if you've been paying attention, I feel like you already know what the number 1 palette of June is. Of course, it is the Cosmic Brushes Serenity palette. I love this palette so much. I've been using this palette a ton. That's why I haven't even tried a lot of other palettes in June, because I use this like multiple times and it's so good. This shade Opal on its own is just like so amazing, so metallic and colorful and lovely, and I just feel like they did such a good job curating this palette. I'm so glad I was able to try this brand, and Cosmic Brushes actually sent me this palette, so I'm so grateful. I know this one is hard to catch in stock, but you know, pay attention to their socials, follow them on Instagram, and I'm sure you'll be able to see when they announce a restock and then grab it. I think this is such a good price point. I feel like this palette just has it all. It's a great price, great quality. I guess the only thing is that it's hard to get, but other than that, it's an amazing indie palette, and I cannot wait to see what Cosmic Brushes brings us in the future. Okay friends, so that is it for my June 2022 eyeshadow palette ranking video. Let me know what is your favorite palette from the month of June. You guys know I love hearing your answers in the comment section. Also, the comments have been a little low lately, so if you guys want to just leave me like a purple heart or a smiley face, that's totally fine too. It just helps me with engagement, and it allows my video to be reshared in the YouTube algorithm that we're always trying to figure out. But that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye guys!